we back again at another segment of Fashion Sense. And we got Hollywood B, Max B, Mr. Fashion. What you want to be called, man? Introduce yourself, folks, to the fashionistas out here.
So, like you said, I go by many names. So, Hollywood Matt, everybody knows that one. Label I've been we've been doing these fashion little run ups. Matt B for short, it's whatever you want to do.
The little run-ups. Y'all need to check what page we need to go on to check out the run-ups.
You can check my personal page. It's that Not Your Average Local. It's kind of spelled weird, but y'all find it. NOTUR, what is it? Underscore ABG Local 1.
Yeah. Then you also can find them at Magic Touch, where
Yeah.
we've been knowing each other for past 10.
Yeah,
10
a little
years.
over 10, about 10, a little bit plus though.
Yeah. Well, I tell y'all this, if I ever need to go on a fashion tip, this is my fashion guy right here. We talk about everything. He gets me right. If this ain't going right, color scheme, anything, we battle. We battle. So this one right here, man, we call this the great debate, man. Let me go back. Before we get started, man, tell these folks what you got on. That's how you start off your little run-ups, but go ahead, let them know what you got on.
Well, do it then from the bottom to the top, man. Nothing too crazy. New Balance, I think these the 1000s. Got a match in my Phoenix shorts right here. I got from who's this Pro Standard shirt, fourth row, the West Side Gun, Griselda, Fashion Rebels, hat is by reference color. So everything kind of head to toe color coordinating right here right now. Some slight.
But I see the wrestlers on there. You think the wrestlers got a little fashion in them?
I think with how culture's going right now, wrestling definitely has a little flair that you gotta watch out for. Depending on if you really watch wrestling, but you starting to see some of the wrestlers, like some of the big names, come out in signature shoes and stuff.
Talking about signature shoes, this is why we're here today. Me and Matt been going back and forth with shoes over the last couple of years because you was a manager at.
I was a manager at Man Alive and Jimmy Jazz, so that was like Man Alive first, but bought out by Jimmy Jazz. So it's been about 10 years, 10 plus years.
How you feel about the sneaker culture right now?
I think it's washed up.
What?
I mean, to me personally, I don't think they struggled enough. You feel me? Everybody got a sneaker connect. Everybody got a plug. Ain't nobody standing no lines. It's not really about if you like the shoe, more as can you resell the shoe. That's just me, my personal opinion.
That's kind of deep there. So, I mean, they bring the lines back now because, here, City getting detail a lot now. There's been lines going crazy for the 5s. We saying for the 11s now. So, getting back to the culture, or we just still on the reselling and do this and that?
I still feel like a lot of I have to verse myself in some of the sneakers. It's been a minute, but I still feel like a lot of the kids out here don't really know about the sneaker or the culture or which model they rock, and they go on more so color because they didn't get to watch some of the players playing.
Okay, I like that. I like that right there. But we ain't gonna say kids. We gonna say the YNs.
The YNs, yeah,
right
some of the younger generation.
Because now these lines now is getting crazy. They shoot. But they go back into the day now. Back in the day when the Jordans was out and people was fighting on lines, and
Man,
we getting back to that era.
It probably get worse if we go back fully back to it. But we've been doing this a long time, Q. So you already know it. We had the lines, we had the pepper spray, we had the incidents in the mall. I used to travel to go get sneakers with some of my partners. Then got robbed. People ran up on me in the mall. We had a couple of sneaker culture. Always been kind of wild. It's just the generation mentality is a little bit different too.
I kind of miss the lines going to Tennessee, and now I see everybody's available to the shoe now. Everybody's available to the shoe. Back then, a lot of people wasn't available.
Nobody camping out.
Yeah, ain't no keep camping out. I used to miss them camping out days. Camp out, talk. You stay up all night before you know it, the doors open.
Man, see, we had a little bit of competitive advantage, or at least I did. I know you did too.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that back door at Madison Square used to stay open by the trash compactor? Only if you worked at Madison Square Mall do you know about that back door. It stayed open, and some of us mall workers would go in there and kind of camp out in the elevator until it would kind of be time to, go. I know I used to call my DM and be like, "Hey, yo, I'm coming in a little bit early today. We got some, little stuff we got to do for the store or whatever." And they like, "Okay, make sure you're just not getting there at 7. Okay. Whole time we trying to get in there just so we can get the sneakers."
Listen, it's crazy out here, man. It
Yeah.
definitely is. Back to the sneaker culture and what's going on. Shout out to Sneaker Fetish, man. There's a lot of he brings a lot of these shoes to life and the stories that they have behind them. But right now, what I wanted to ask you is how you feel about the names. We used to go by numbers. Now these
Mhm.
crazy names is crazy. Like, how do you feel about
I don't know. I'd be confused. It really just depends on like which ones they renaming.
it? Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the shoes gonna always be the same thing, but it's like I don't know. Like when they get in these different colors, like I know, particularly me, the 13s were my favorite ones, the Flints. But they ain't got called so many different other things besides Flint. What they call them?
We got the Oreo 13.
Yeah.
What the purple something.
Damn,
It's a lot of
they had a
names.
lot of crazy colors, names and stuff.
Like I said, like now, the lineup for the month or next month is real crazy. Right now, I can give you just one of the names, the Mellow 12s.
Oh yeah,
How you feel about these? Like you got first hands to look at the new Mellow 12s that come out sometime in May. What you think?
they decent. But I'm trying to remember though. Cause what was when did they drop the first time? Was that like 03?
Yeah.
Or something like that? Were they patent leather or am I confusing that with another
They
sneaker?
weren't patent leather, but I just want to say they probably was a little darker. You know what? This part may have been patent leather right here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I can't remember. It was
Yeah.
like because I remember them releasing that like Finish Line some. Don't quote me, sneaker people. Y'all might jump at my throat. Some of the older guys.
Cancel them now, please. Don't
Please.
cancel my guy.
We talking about 03 now. It's been a minute.
We got these, but what I'm excited for right now is the phone. How you feel about these?
The phone culture in itself is wow.
I mean, this has went down, but if you're really a sneakerhead or just a sneaker person, this right here, the colorway and the man,
Those are nasty.
these. Okay, back here, cause man, I like I said, these ain't even out yet. But
Yeah,
man, let me put these shoes down,
I
man.
think which ones I liked, right?
Which ones you got?
These particularly, Barclays right here.
But they didn't came out too many times already.
It don't matter. These will never lose. They ain't never really changed them. The colorway is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I have Fly Guys.
Mhm.
I dropped my first tee for this shoe right here. This the one Dro got from me at A&M.
Young Dro?
Yeah, like back and I had a picture of him and stuff. Like this was a long time ago. This is like what got me really started with the colorway. Like my whole company colorway was based off of this
Charles
shoe.
Barkley.
Yeah.
But to me, with the Charles Barkley is, it seems like every 3 years they'll just come back with that thing. I'm
The same with the mics.
yeah, but a lot of them like
Many times he done dropped.
it's still on the shelf. They still on the shelf. The thing, it's the original shoe. Got the signature right here. Again, appreciate Sneaker Fetish for the story on them. But they still on the shelves. You think the ones are getting just like the dunks right now are getting?
Yeah, they beat them to death. Like it's a you getting the Jordan brand color, you getting like the signature colors, you getting like the lifestyle colors, and then you getting a whole bunch of whatever, you know, collabs and stuff. And then, like I said, to me, when it comes back to it, like once those resellers then got them,
Mhm.
it's nothing special about them. You feel me? But these, you know, all the OGs gonna come and get these.
Oh yeah. I don't really just see a lot of YNs or the young folk coming to get them. I see a lot of OGs that come in the store and get it, especially these too. Like I know me and you were just talking about these. A lot of people really don't know about these. Like we were just talking about, we didn't know if they was Tim Duncan's, Scottie Pippins, but I seen Scottie Pippen in these.
They definitely the Pippins, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely seen Scottie Pippen in these, man. He was the up tempo guy, but I know again, Sneaker Fetish, we need a story on it. So let us know if we're right or wrong. I'm challenging you on this one. So hey man, holler at me and let me know. On the shoe tip, man, we got Cinco de Mayo coming up.
True.
When did we get to a point that these was Amigos shoes? Like, this is not a retro? I'm being honest. I'm just saying, back then, when the 6 rings came out, people was getting them. But now it's this Amigos shoe. But people was getting these.
But it's also because you got to think about when they started doing all those Fusion J's and stuff, it was real limited on when they was dropping like retros. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't dropping a lot of retros back then unless you was getting a countdown pack. So some of that stuff you had to survive on. I remember, I think the first time they dropped those was like, well, what year was that? Like, not
Two,
no, it was no 2. This was definitely like,
down.
nah, I'm thinking about the Dub Zeros. I think these were like 09 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, these ain't come out no 2.
We got
Those the 6 rings, yeah.
We gotta look that up. But I'm saying, so now, would you buy a pair of these? Would these be okay? Now I'm gonna say that. Would these consider retro? These got to be a retro.
They
It's not
not
a
a-
retro shoe.
No, if it's not on a retro card, it's not a retro.
So we're going back to the card now.
I mean, don't you go buy the card?
I do. I definitely do.
You
But
get-
I definitely say when I was younger, I had a pair of these.
I still got them.
Okay, so
For the first time I bought them.
so these not retro.
I mean, you can say by standard now they retro because they, came out again, but they're not the mics that's on the card.
Okay, so where again, the great debate that we're having right now. When did we make these Amigos shoes? Just because we seen the Amigos with them, they Amigos shoes?
No offense to Amigo, I know some guys who got some heat, but
Yes.
yeah, but I just think when they start dropping the retro card joints again, that's when people start to listen up on the hybrids.
Okay. Well, since we talking about that, mid tops. Mid tops is a thing now. This was never a thing for us.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, so we could take it back to when they was dropping them ones pack out there just for feet back in the day. Those was mids.
It was not mid.
They was mids.
It was highs. I still got the pack.
No, they wasn't.
The yellow and black one was
it was a mid, G, and so was the powder blue ones.
The powder blue, all of them was high top.
They was mids.
We gonna look that up.
We
definitely gonna look that up.
I remember all 3 of them. They was all mids.
We gotta look that up because right now
that's why they made the 85 and stuff. That's why they started coming back with the retros with the higher sole. I mean, these right here, like that's why they started saying these was the highs, but they was mids.
I don't know. We gotta look that one up because, like J. Cole said, the mid top and the Migo Jones are kryptonite. Yeah, kryptonite. J. Cole said you never catch them in the pair of these. Not J. Cole the rapper, but our own personal J. Cole here in Huntsville. But again, I don't think you'll see me in some mids. But how you feel about the new highs that's dropping next month?
Really nice. But that's the thing about when Jordan redoes a color, they have their own Pantones. Like they change it up just a little bit from the original color. What is that? So be like to reimagine or something? Because they got the yellow one in the song. I think they ripped that from Kool Kai though.
Think so? Yeah. How you feel about Kool Kai?
Black man was on business. Nike sued him. So I mean, you doing something right. You feel me? Like I got a couple of Kool Kais, but my Kool Kai fascination is a little bit deeper because he's done so much besides the shoes. A lot of people, credit him for that shoe, but he was in the fashion game a little bit more before that.
What when he went to Hampton? Howard. I always say he went to Howard. He did go to Howard.
He may have been. Don't quote me on that.
He went to Howard. I think so.
I remember him he had a partner, I think, named David Weekly or something like that. I think they was the ones who helped design that model pant for the Leverage Group back in the day. I might be spitting too much, but that's how I remember. He did a couple of tees. Matter of fact, he also did a project with Patrick Ewing on their retros.
The pants ain't like it used to be. I still remember the pants.
Yeah, because they kind of killed the pants out, but
Tiana Taylor started that too. She brought some of that out too.
I remember when I was in New York, I was actually at Flight Club, and when they had retro them the first time, and Jim Jones was in there, like buying all of them for his whole crew. I was salty as hell because if you've ever been to Flight Club, at least back then, it's been like at least 10 years. They used to have this like supercomputer in there with a little orb. You could look up any sneakers or whatever, try to find if they had your size or something like that. And the only size they had in the whole, well, 2 sizes they had in the whole store was that Patrick Ewing red joint, not the next color, but the all red one. I think was a retro
with the bubble gum.
No, I didn't have a bubble gum. These was like the all black and red, like This is like when everybody was at A&M rocking the camo short,
Okay, I
middle
don't know idea.
media socks, like only pair. They asked me like, "Hey man, if you want, you gotta ask that guy over there." And it was Jim Jones. Like,
He bought all of them. Man, speaking of Jim Jones and Dipset, man, I know them your guys. Them, I know from the fashion tip. Who else will you think is up there with the shoe game and the fashion overall? Give me your Mount Rushmore album.
oh, just people. Period.
Men and women, yeah.
Man, so
Come on,
Uncle
you
Jimmy.
big, yeah, you
Yeah,
the
Jimmy,
weatherman,
like, the weatherman.
Jimmy Jones.
Uncle Jimmy, of course, because he had so much influence from the Ed Hardy to the Chrome Heart era. Like, it's just really, if you was getting fly, like, he had the BB Simon belts. Like, he was going crazy with the footwear. Fab, of course.
Mhm.
You know, you gotta love Fab. He's always been a get money fly guy. Cool Kai. A lot of my last season influence from the tech pants and, you know, wearing like running shoes was Cool Kai, me personally. Wale, definitely.
Yeah, he got his own shoe.
Finally. It was
Finally,
Nike took forever. Like, fly than the rest of them. Still got my Nike boots. Y'all should have been did that. You feel me? Like, I remember when he was down here in Huntsville running around a little bit. Who else?
Give me two more.
Who else do I got as far as super fly people? Bloody Osiris is doing his thing right now.
Yeah.
He cool. He's a little bit crazy with the fashion, but he's with the, I guess you said the YNs won't like that crazy, overly baggy. He doing his thing out here. But let me see, who else am I missing?
One more.
I'm missing one more.
Or honorable mention.
I'm no, really Pharrell, because Pharrell did a lot, you know what I'm saying, the fashion for culture. You know. Honorable mention, I say T, because T been fly since my Super Sweet 16.
Yeah, she definitely. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, I definitely forgot about that.
Probably missed some. Don't kill us.
And a lot has changed in social media with the fashion tip right now, and I love it. I definitely love it, especially with the trends and stuff right now. What a lot of accessory trends that you see right now. That since you know what I'm saying, since you got your own store and stuff like that,
Mhm.
what's a lot of the stuff that people are coming
Asking me
get
for
or, like,
relentlessly.
yeah,
Right now, the wallet change period, the stack change, they going crazy. That's all they asking me for. Before that, it was like the BB Simon belts, like you just said, Dipset, Harlem World, like that's what they was going for. Everybody wanted the BB Simon belts, like the chains,
the rockstar look.
the whole rock star look, like their whole 05, 04, 05 like era, like, you know, that's what they're asking for real.
Are we getting out of that now? Because we on the cowboy level right now. we out there. We got the Boots and Dukes. We got that. Shout out to HH Promotion that's coming on this weekend on was a Saturday for the day party. But now we got more cowboy look, music wise, fashion wise. Like, are we mixing that with the rock star lifestyle now?
I think we still got a little bit to go, because like for me, trend wise, when it came to the cowboy look, that was like a couple of years ago. Just a lot of people was late. I mean, I think it's more focused on now because it's more black entertainers who are breaking through, you know, in the cultures, doing their thing, you know. I don't know any of the artists, don't kill me, but from what I've seen, you know what I'm saying? But you know, Pharrell did a collection when he was wearing like the cowboy inspired stuff like 2 or 3 years ago. So it's just not coming around, you know.
Which is recycled.
They just everything recycles. Everything recycled.
Yeah, because now hip hop is in country right now. So we definitely raising the stocks with it right now. Man, give these folks give me 5 of your fashion tips. Like 5 of your fashion senses right now. What is your top 5 fashion senses that people need to know?
I don't know. For me, it's color coordinating. I color coordinate, so I don't know what 5 senses would be, but I do a lot of color coordinating.
Loud color, dark color.
It really depends. Cause we was talking about this one time. Like, I got my run into like really fashion with suits and stuff. I was wearing a lot of suits, and I had a girlfriend back in the day who had me doing some of the wildest stuff. So back then it was bright. I might do like a paisley tie. I might be doing a whole Miami Vice thing, but it all went together. Something always has to anchor in the rest of the madness. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like jewelry, whether it's like accessories, glasses, hats. I don't know. I don't really have a top five. I could say.
Well, I mean, of course, mine would be hats and shoes.
Yeah.
Far color wise, I go dark and loud. But I've started to learn when surrounding myself with different females. I'm starting to learn about the smell.
Oh, smell is everything.
Yeah.
You probably can smell me before you see me, and sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's not such a good thing. But I'd say like as far as me, I stack a lot of fragrances before.
What kind of fragrance I do?
Can't even do that.
You can't tell you.
I can't do it, man. Like because a lot of what goes on, and like you're just like how your style is unique, your smell has to be unique too. Because it was one point in time, cats wasn't. I'm just naming some stuff. Wasn't wearing Versace Eros. They wasn't wearing, the blue Chanel. They wasn't wearing some of the higher name brand stuff. And then like Creed. Now, as soon as people start getting some money, everybody goes for what they hear is the best smelling stuff versus finding out for themselves.
Okay.
A lot of the time, I feel like if you get a compliment from a shorty, not saying that you like, she's like, oh, I smelled that before. Like, you giving her a scent to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be unique in yourself. Like, oh, smells good. Never smelled that before.
Like I said, I'm learning that along with I'm learning that along with a lot of guys now, and I've just got into it, getting their nails and toes done and stuff like that. Just keeping up with yourself. That's my one of my senses now.
Got to be player. So maybe I'm not getting the senses part, but like the player, that's really player. Like I want to say, hygiene is the closest thing to godliness, cleanliness. You feel me? Like we was doing the hands and feet like 10 plus years ago, but a lot of cats wasn't, really, I guess you say, comfortable with it. Like my little shorty had me there. But you ain't gonna go out with me, fingernails looking crazy, like feet looking crazy.
Yeah, you gotta get all that done now.
Gotta get it done, man. Especially if you're going for the beach trips. You can't be outside the flops, feet hanging off and shit. Boy, you wild, crazy.
And man, and this overall, man, this discussion of what we have as far as like the shoes and the senses with fashion sense and all of that type of stuff, man. How you feeling with the women coming in the fashion? How they bring it? They bring it more hard than the guys right now.
It's so versatile for the women because they can do so much. Like, and that was always for me one of the things of trying to, like, I always tell my homegirl, I have a homegirl, we talk fashion all the time. It was always the hardest thing for me trying to pinpoint what they do because they can do everything. Like you have women who are doing American workwear, you know what I'm saying, with the Carhartt, a lot of what I'm seeing now with the trend is they running it back with the New York look, of course. They wearing the camos or they wearing the jorts with the Tims. You feel me? Like
that's a summer thing I noticed. The Tims with the and with
you
the shorts.
Catch nobody out here unless they was from New York wearing no Tims in the spring, summertime. Like that's wild. Like y'all probably still selling beach right now.
Right. I'm telling you,
like,
right now.
They used to be you had your butters, then you had your black, and then swap back out, weather appropriate, But now, like I said, they're doing so much and they can do whatever. Like they're so versatile. Like they can literally wear like the crop tees was a big thing too. I know a lot of people ask for them, but they come in my store, grab crop tee and some of the men's jeans and kill it all day long.
Women, y'all is killing the fashion scene.
Y'all going crazy.
I praise you because y'all can wear the mids and kill it. Even with these right here dropping, like, man, I kind of like these. Some of the fellas kind of want them, but
which ones are those?
Yeah, the fours. I don't know the name again. The name killing me, man. The flower fours, I guess. I don't know, but these right here, man. I know a lot of females have been calling the store for these, and man, I know they're gonna kill it more than the guys. Because right now, even the women's shoes, guys are breaking their neck to get.
It's always been like that though. Like it sucked for me because if you see me, I got a size 13, folks. I can't do none of the grade school. I'm not grade school. Whether women's size, I can't do none of the women's size at all. Like it's been years. Nike brand, Jordan brand used to put out women's shoes, and you couldn't get, the sizes. Not a few of them back in the day, they used to run it to the men's side, like full size runs, but Jordan 8s from back in the day couldn't get them. Certain 10s couldn't get them.
Yeah.
Sad about it.
Well, a lot of females can't get those right there next to you, the SBs. How you feel about the SBs right there?
These, they cool though. I like them, man. There's a couple other ones that I think like the cements and stuff that I go for. It's a cool colorway though. I like what they're doing with it. They trying to incorporate the skateboard and stuff like that to the ball fashion. Shout out to Nigel. You feel me? He got his own.
Definitely.
That was one shoe that went crazy that we don't have up there.
We don't.
The
The bricks is on the way. Listen, the bricks on the way. Vintage, Huntsville Vintage Market. I'm coming up there to get them.
That's what I should have brought.
Yeah, them bricks, because
Yeah.
the bricks went crazy. Man, again, I got Galdish came through, showed us love. Bobby with purpose.
Purpose. Yeah.
He changed it up to rotation, man.
Go
I
Brad.
definitely check you guys out. They came and showed us some love. Again, they'll be on the show soon. Man, Hollywood Max B, Uncle Fashion, man. I appreciate you coming out here.
I
to Fashion
appreciate
Thing.
you inviting me, Q.
We talked about the shoes. We talked about the Kryptonite mid tops. We talked about what's still on the shelves, what's coming up next.
Mhm.
Man, we talked about everything, man. We got Daisy Dukes at the Boots Party coming up, and then you turn around and we got Single No Mayo coming up. Man, y'all come out, y'all check these fellas out, man. AJ's Promotion, Dutta.
Yeah, we got Hardaway 1K Saturday. So I think Henry's on that too.
Yeah, we
Over Icon.
We got a lot of stuff going for Icon and Vibes, man. If y'all in the Huntsville area, man, y'all shop with these people. Y'all shop with Mad at Magic Touch, man. Y'all come to City Gear. Everybody be DTLR. Man, y'all even come out here to the Honeycomb Hideout in Insta Space, man. Shout out to everybody that's been showing us love, our subscribers, anybody. Toya, thank you for taking pictures. Yeah. I had the best with her, man. Shout out to Jamel. Shout out to everybody, man. The guys behind the scenes. Again, man, this is Fashion Sense, man. We getting our senses right, man, with the fashion tip, man. Y'all come holler at us.